they put a lot of those rules in place. They say it's know your customer, anti-money laundering, and it's like, look, the number of people that you guys are after that are laundering money or, massive drug cartel people, how many of them are there? A couple thousand maybe.
It's usually the
And then there's
governments. It's usually the governments.
right.
It's usually HNBC or all these English banks and everything. It's
Right.
always themselves that are doing it. So
Right.
it's not drug lords and stuff like that, but yet everybody has to go through these
Yeah,
processes.
hundreds of millions of billions of us have to play by these other rules, and it's like, no, this isn't about anti-money laundering. This is about taxes. Like, you want to track all of our transactions so that we're this is what's interesting too. Like, at least in the US, right? The IRS isn't going around looking into people's bank accounts, and they can't anyways, because the whole way that the income tax works here is, when you file, you're basically saying this was a taxable transaction, right? Because let's say I lend you $100 and you pay me back, you don't have to declare $100 as income, and the $100 you gave back to me, I don't have to declare that because it's not income, right? So they can't look at our bank accounts and just assume that every transaction coming in is income. So they need us to file and declare. But what they do is, because this isn't what they do, but everyone believes that they're monitoring all these bank accounts. Especially, they had a law last year that said now any bank account that has more than $600, which wasn't even the rule, but that's what the propaganda said, right? So people are like thinking like, oh, they're monitoring my bank accounts. I better make sure to declare every single penny because I don't want them coming after me and sending me to jail. And so, like, all of these things are in place. They don't have to monitor our bank accounts. They've got people so afraid that they're reporting everything. And this is like, you know, as much as they say, oh, we're going to increase taxes on the rich and everything else. And I know, people on the left would love that. The reality is that's not who they're like. There's only a few rich people compared, I mean, there's a lot, but there's only a few relative to the rest of the world. And the rest of the world is who pays all the most amount of money in taxes. In the US, it's a majority. It's like 80% of all the taxes they collect come from the poor, right? And it's because there's hundreds of millions of them, right? Like, you take a small amount from 100 million people, that's a lot more money than any wealthy person has. Um, and so they've tricked everybody. So these laws are not in place for the major drug dealers and everything else. They're in place for the average Joe, just to make sure that he sends all his money so they can extract every single penny they can from us, because they know that's the cash cow. That's where the bulk of the money comes from.
And is it all down to declaration? Because, I believe it's over 10 years or something like that that you haven't paid tax. So I suppose everybody doesn't want to pay tax. They're all kind of going, how do we do this? So what's the best way to stop
Yeah.
Uncle Sam taking part of your dinner?
So every place is a little bit different, but I've some Canadians have asked me, and I've looked into a little bit, and I see the same words there: voluntary compliance on the Canadian tax system, which is that's how the entire U.S. system is based. Voluntary compliance, they call it. And I can speak a little bit to why we have it in the U.S., but of course, every place is different. But um, I guess I can say this: a lot of governments get together, and they have conferences, they have meetings, and they trade notes, right? So they learn from each other. Like, oh, they're doing this over there. Oh, this is how it works. They have like industry meetings like this. It's why every country around the world uses this. There's a handful of different guns that they all use, right?